and people were not just inconvenienced, but they were also damaged and harmed by what Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries and the Democratic Party did to the American people. So today we are announcing that we are going to be handing out bonus checks of $10,000 to TSOs, to agents who work for TSA who served with exemplary service.
Over the past 43 days, the United States has grappled with a partial government shutdown, and while some offices closed, a controversial announcement emerged from the Department of Homeland Security. Secretary Noem declared that TSA agents who stayed on the front lines during the shutdown will receive a $10,000 bonus for their exemplary service. The move has sparked debate. Is it deserved recognition or a political play?
Noem, I'm the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. And for the last 43 days, we have been dealing with a government shutdown that has dramatically impacted the lives of the American people. And people were not just inconvenienced, but they were also damaged and harmed by what Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries and the Democratic Party did to the American people. What I'm so proud of, though, today, and what I'm here talking about today, is the outstanding patriotism and service of our TSA officers and officials that stepped up every single day to make sure that those individuals at our airports and at our transportation systems continued to be safe and secure while they went about their daily lives.
Noem began her address by directly blaming congressional Democrats. She cited Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and House Speaker Hakeem Jeffries for the shutdown, calling their actions harmful to ordinary Americans. She framed the crisis as more than just a budget fight. People were not just inconvenienced, they were damaged and harmed, Noem said, placing responsibility at the feet of Washington leadership. But Noem's speech wasn't only about blame. She used the moment to praise the TSA workforce, the agents at airports and transit hubs who continued working despite the shutdown. She emphasized their patriotism, dedication, and willingness to take on extra shifts.
So today we are announcing that we are going to be handing out bonus checks of $10,000 to TSOs, to agents who work for TSA who served with exemplary service. And what that means is that we are going to not only continue their paychecks like they should have received all along, but also they're going to get a bonus check for stepping up, taking on extra shifts, for showing up each and every day, for serving the American people, and taking seriously the mission that the Department of Homeland Security takes seriously and that they take seriously every single day, and that's keeping the American people safe.
Then came the big reveal, a $10,000 bonus for TSA officers who served above and beyond. According to Noem, these aren't just any bonuses. They're rewards for agents who showed up, held their ground, and kept the nation's airports safe during a political standoff. We are not only continuing their paychecks, Noem said, but we're recognizing the sacrifice of those who worked extra, dealt with uncertainty, and kept their commitment to the mission. She singled out two TSA employees as examples: Rico, a 20-year veteran and member of the National Deployment Force, and Ashley, a newer hire who, during the shutdown, paused her dream of buying a home to continue serving. Rico, she explained, covered every shift, often more. Ashley postponed her home purchase because her paycheck stopped, yet she returned optimistic and focused. Noem praised both for demonstrating what she called the best of America.
Rico, who is with us today, Mr. Walker, and I would like to focus on Rico a little bit today because he is not only a 20-year officer, but he's also a member of the National Deployment Force, which means that he takes on extra responsibilities at TSA. He not only fulfilled every one of his hours during this shutdown, but he also was more than willing to take on extra shifts to make sure that the public didn't have any kind of hardships, delays, or security concerns during this government shutdown that was facilitated by the Democrat Party. I also have Ashley next to me. Ashley has continued to serve at TSA. I believe she came to work here in January and showed up and has been an example of an excellent employee, but she also, during this time, was through the process of trying to buy a home.
To Noem, this isn't just about money. It's about morale and recognition. She invoked not only their professional contributions, but also personal sacrifice, missing pay, housing plans delayed, and continued service under financial strain. She also recognized the broader support network, local airport authorities, private companies, and donations that stepped in to help TSA families during the shutdown. Noem said that despite political gridlock, community solidarity shone through. When the Democrats shut down the government, she said, we still saw the best of America. People came together to keep us safe. In her remarks, Noem also thanked key DHS and TSA leaders, naming Federal Security Director Juan Sanchez and his deputies, Jimmy and Jose. She called out their teamwork and resilience as foundational to the response.
So with that, Rico, I want to present to you a check and say thank you from the American people. Appreciate it. Ashley, thank you. Yes. And is Leo here? All right, Leo.
Beyond the bonus, Noem used the announcement to highlight future TSA reforms. She listed several new initiatives: veterans lanes for security screening, fast-tracking former military personnel; family lanes for travelers with small children, aimed at reducing stress and delays; new security technology that keeps some screening procedures, like keeping shoes on, while maintaining safety standards. She framed these changes as part of a larger effort, improving the TSA experience for travelers while protecting national security and supporting the men and women who keep airports running.
That's not necessarily the parameters. We're going to look at every individual that did exceptional service during this period of time when there were so many hardships. So the mission of Transportation Security Agency is to facilitate safe travel for commerce and for individuals. They go through our country's airports. People who met that mission and went above and beyond are the folks that we're focused on.
Noem addressed the financial realities head-on. She confirmed that the funding for the bonuses comes from $2.025 billion in savings negotiated by her administration, not through a new tax or a long-term payroll commitment. She pledged that TSA officials who demonstrated exceptional service would continue to be evaluated for rewards. But not everyone is on board. Critics warn that tying bonuses to a partisan narrative, framing the agency's actions around blame toward Democrats, risks politicizing a security agency meant to remain nonpartisan. On the other hand, supporters argue that this is a rare moment of bipartisan recognition for essential workers, and that the bonuses are a justified compensation for agents forced to work without pay.
Yes, we're facilitating that as soon as possible. They've already missed pay periods and recognizing that that's a hardship on their families. So we did all of the administrative work that we needed to late last night to ensure that that payroll would be processed as soon as possible, and within the next coming days they will get that into their bank account.
Throughout the shutdown, TSA agents faced a dilemma: walk away or work through uncertainty. Many stayed, filling extra shifts, helping communities transit safely, and putting their own financial stress aside. Noem highlighted tens of thousands of agents who served during the shutdown, shifts that required both courage and discipline. She said restoring regular pay and issuing bonuses are part of rebuilding trust with employees who risked their stability to fulfill a national mission. For many in the TSA, Noem's announcement reflects a broader recognition that their work matters and that their sacrifices are valued, even as political disagreements raged in Washington.
I think they understand the mission of this administration and the role and the importance that they have within the government. The Department of Homeland Security, specifically, we have been very dedicated to making sure that each of our employees feels appreciated, that they understand the responsibilities that they have, but also the mission for why our department was created. Our department was created in response to the terrorist attacks of 9/11. And TSA is unique because so many of the employees that I talked to that work in this agency specifically signed up because of a story tied to 9/11, because they understood the responsibility that we have to make sure that individuals getting on these airplanes are the right people, people that love this country, that want to just travel and not to commit harm and harmful acts against individuals. And that's why they serve, and that's why they joined this agency.
But the plan is not without risks. Providing large bonuses under these circumstances opens questions. Equity? Is $10,000 the right amount? Should all agents receive equal reward, or only a subset who worked extra? Precedent? Could this set a precedent, rewarding government workers when they continue despite shutdowns? Budget? Can TSA sustain these payments if future shutdowns or crises happen? Some lawmakers also argue that such bonuses should be broader, not just for TSA, but for all government workers who continued working without pay. Others say the money could be better invested in long-term improvements rather than one-time rewards.
You know, that's something that we're definitely having conversations still with the administration and the White House on. Absolutely, every single one of the agents in front of us, I believe, are essential. I think that these employees at the Department of Homeland Security are essential because they are a national security agency. The task of the Department of Homeland Security is to ensure the safety of every person who's in this country, would leave or come into this country. We have authorities and jurisdictions over every single product or good that is in this country or leaves this country and comes in. And then also jurisdiction over the internet, what's said or communicated or sold. So it's broad authorities, and the people that make sure that we do our jobs every single day are essential to making sure that our security is guaranteed.
In the end, Noem's decision to provide $10,000 bonuses to TSA agents is more than a public relations move. It's a political statement, a recognition that national security, public service, and loyalty deserve to be compensated, especially when government gridlock puts those who serve at risk. As the shutdown resolves, the debate will continue. Will these bonuses strengthen morale and retention? Or will they deepen the divide between career public servants and political leadership? What is clear is this: the TSA agents who stepped up during this shutdown will be remembered, not just for keeping travelers safe, but for carrying the weight of a government in turmoil.